Alright guys, the event we've been waiting for has finally arrived. These two icons meet on screen and clash for the very first time. Question is it good? Well, let's find out. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. So Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice takes place after the events of Man of Steel, and after what happened in Man of Steel, Superman is being viewed as basically two different types of people. Either he's being viewed as a god or a savior, if you will, or he's being viewed as a murderer, which is where Bruce Wayne / Batman stands, played by Ben Affleck. After so much build-up, finally we see the gladiator match of the century, and along the way, Lex Luthor and Wonder Woman are involved in the mix. Somehow. Now, I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, this review is going to be completely spoiler-free. I will do a spoiler-filled review in the weekend, but for now, this is going to be completely spoiler-free, so you have nothing to fear, not a single spoiler to be found here. Anyways, guys, let's get into Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was so psyched for this film. When Zack Snyder showed that amazing logo at Comic-Con 3 years ago, I lost my mind. Because I didn't think that Batman and Superman finding each other would not be pretty much possible to do in cinematic format, but Zack Snyder has come to do it, and I gotta say, guys, this movie was pretty darn good. First of all, Henry Cavill, I feel like now pretty much embodies what Superman is. Now, of course, there's no Christopher Reeve, let's just get that out of the way. Pretty much, I thought that for this version of Superman, he embodies the character. There was one certain line that he says, or there's just one certain scene he said, I was just like, wow, okay, Henry Cavill, you rock, dude. You are doing so good. The one thing I was looking forward to in this film, and I was hoping you would pull it off, was Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne / Batman. And I have to say, Ben Affleck absolutely owned the role. His performance as not only the playboy, Bruce Wayne, but also the dark and the physicality-ness of Batman, he completely owned this role. There was one scene in particular, I was completely blown away of what Batman did. Not only of his acting role, for Ben Affleck, but also of what he basically had to do in this scene. Like, it blew me away of what was going on in this one scene. And the two of them clashing, oh, now that'll get to a little bit. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Her entrance in this film, again, not giving anything away. Her entrance in this film, my theater applauded, and so did I. Her entrance, Wonder Woman's entrance in Batman v Superman was so badass. I did not expect for that to happen, but when it did, I was just like, holy shit! I loved her personality in this film. It was such a badass personality. Now, everyone knows this. In every trailer that I did a review on, I was really scared about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, but I gotta say, guys, he really impressed me as Lex Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg is no Gene Hackman, but for what this Lex Luthor did in this film, Jesse Eisenberg did a pretty good job of Lex Luthor. He brought at least two moments where he did make me laugh, and there was just one moment, this scene of how Jesse Eisenberg pulled off this one scene, I was just like, whoa, okay, I'm paying attention to this guy now. Also, Jeremy Irons was a great Alfred Pennyworth, did a really good job taking over the reins from Michael Caine. He brings his own stuff to the role. Amy Adams is always great, was great as Lois Lane. Lawrence Fishburne was also great as Perry White. But no, basically, all the acting in this movie was such an improvement over Man of Steel. I know you guys just want me to talk about the main fight. I will say this, the main fight is badass. It's such a cool fight. My brother and I were just like, oh my god, here it comes! The fight was awesome to watch, especially in IMAX. When it came to the sound effects especially, when you hear every punch, you're just like, how? Now, one of the things, if you guys remember in my Man of Steel review with Shane and Lucas, was that I was not a big fan of the cinematography in Man of Steel. Like, I tell you this much, the cinematography in Dawn of Justice is miles better than Man of Steel. Still shots, shaky when it needed, but the cinematography in this movie was damn great. And when it was in IMAX, guys, the stuff that they did in IMAX blew me so much away. I was really impressed with what I did at the IMAX. Now, what I was really also impressed by was the script. The script of this movie is very well done. It's very dense, which I'll get to later, but I was very, very impressed with what they were able to pack in at a 2.5 hour running time. And I'll have to also mention, guys, the final showdown in this movie, guys, was very, very badass. I will not lie, guys, there were at least 2 parts of this film where I did get a little misty. Fans everywhere have been calling this the best superhero film ever made. Now, in my opinion, I have to say, guys, it is nowhere close to being that. It's a really good movie, but it's not amazing by any means. Now, like I said before, this film is packed. It's dense. Now, this is a 2.5 hour long movie that packs in so many things into its plot. Now, this can be either a good thing or a bad thing. It can be a bad thing because there's so much stuff to keep track of. It's such a dense film that multiple viewings are definitely essential in this film. Now, the thing is, guys, I will not lie, I did feel the film's running time at least a few times throughout. I wasn't bored at all. I was very entertained. I was in the film, but there is small sections where I was like, okay, come on, you can wrap it up now. I was at least able to call out 2 points where I was like, okay, is this gonna happen, is that gonna happen? And sure enough, those 2 things did happen. When it came to the CGI, for the most part, it looked really good, but there was at least a few times throughout the film where I was just like, okay, they could have cleaned it up just a little bit more, just a tad bit more. When it came to the actual fight between Batman and Superman, I feel like the fight was honestly a little short. Still like the fight regardless, guys, I still did. So while Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice may not be the best comic film ever made, it is still a really fun time with the movies. Ben Affleck is an amazing Batman. Henry Cavill yet again brings it as Superman. Gal Gadot is an amazing Wonder Woman. Jesse Eisenberg really impressed me as Lex Luthor. And among other things, guys, check this movie out. If you liked Man of Steel, you're gonna love Dawn of Justice. If you didn't like Man of Steel, you'll probably feel the same way about Dawn of Justice. But regardless, guys, I had a really fun time with this movie. So overall, guys, I am going to give Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this movie, guys. I am definitely going to go see it again over the weekend. Maybe my rating will change, but for now, as of this time, I really enjoyed the movie, guys. Check this movie out. Alrighty, guys, so comment down and let me know below. Who do you guys want to win? Bats or Soups? Let me know below. And as always, guys, if you like this review, please like, share, and subscribe to see more content from me. And as always, until the next review, I will see you all next time.